share any reflection, anything that you really liked that you would like to take away and meditate on it for the coming week? Yes, Nanda
Prabhuji. Oh,
Yeah, so I have one quick question. Usually I'm better able to focus on Krishna at home due to me being in a better environment there with all my family being devotees, right?
Mhm.
However, like whenever I'm doing work in school or something, I'm with like more materialistic people and like they're all engaging in their own materialistic activities. And as a result, like with that sort of materialistic association, I start to become more forgetful of Krishna. So even though I'm initially motivated to engage in Krishna consciousness at home whenever I go to school or something like that, or like whenever I'm outside or something, like all of this bad association is like starting to feels like it's clouding that. So like how do I prevent myself from being negatively influenced by that association?
Thank you. Thank you, Nanda Krishna. That's a very pertinent and a sincere question. It's like going out on a war every day. So try to have some spiritual practice every day. And gradually, we come to a level where we become immune. It won't happen overnight, but it is possible to be immune. However, some effect will be there because we have to deal with the world. We cannot just run away from the world. So you as a student have to uh, have your go to school, learn from your teachers, be with your friends, and learn the subjects and apply it. And all these things are part of life. But what Krishna is saying is, we are not like Arjuna is trying to run away from this. But Krishna is saying exactly the opposite. Don't run away from it. Learn the art of work. For that, first thing is every day before we start other things, chanting attentively, whatever round, one round, whatever amount we are able to, and having some kind of a strong connection with Krishna and understanding who am I, what is my purpose in life. So thinking about those things, and we can go out in the world. It's like, do you guys know a game called Kabaddi? Have you ever heard of Kabaddi? So it's like you kind of call out Kabaddi, Kabaddi, Kabaddi. You go to the opposite side, you touch as much as possible, and safely you get back into your own zone. Similarly, strengthen yourself with bhakti, go out into the world, do the needful, be happy, not an issue, be nice to people, uh, and share what you have if they are eager to learn from you. uh, in general, be a nice person, and be assertive. You don't need to be taken advantage of because of your goodness. Be assertive, understand what people are up to, what is their motives, everything. Be informed, and with a clear purpose in life. My purpose in life is to be happy. That means like I need to maintain my connection with Krishna. So in regular intervals, you can get in touch with Krishna. Say, for example, you have an afternoon break. You can tell a prayer for a minute prayer. You can say in your own mind. You can just chant Nashingarati, something like that. So keep regular touch with Krishna during the day whenever possible, in your own time. But at least do the morning in the morning and continue throughout the day, and that will gradually give the immunity to understand, at least to say no when things are right on our face and we understand, oh, this is not good for me. We will have the strength to say no, because these things are all over the school today. It's not that bad elements are not present in school campuses. It's all there. So we need to have the intelligence to say no to those things. Okay, hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Prabhuji,
Yes,
I have
Rakesh.
2 questions.
Yes.
The first one is that you said that we can't find like happiness like on the outside. We can only find it on the inside. But can't like family and like loved ones make us happy?
Yes, that's a great question. When I say you cannot find happiness outside means uh, a permanent kind of a happiness. It's not that our family cannot make us happy, but imagine if we are not, it's not that our happy all the time. Our family makes us happy all the time, right? You get angry with your sister or you get disturbed with your parents. You want that. So yes, there is a level that they can make us happy. But if you are not internally happy, you cannot actually derive happiness externally also. if you're not satisfied, if you're not controlling your mind, you tend to actually waste the opportunities that are outside easily available also. Like you can just be happy with your family, but still you may be disturbed because you're just caught up in your mind. Oh, I didn't get that, I didn't get this, like that. So controlling internally and being happy internally facilitates your external happiness also eventually. Does it make
Oh,
sense?
yeah.
Okay.
I also have another question.
Okay.
So, if we have an addiction, how can we like stop it? Like, for like in COVID-19, I was pretty addicted to an iPad.
Mm-hmm.
So, how?
It's very genuine of you being vulnerable asking the question. So it's not that any other person in the call is not having the problem. It's like gadget is a big part of everybody's life, and we all like kind of to some extent, if not every day, one day or other, we kind of fall for the gadgets. We spend time on the social media or something like that more than necessary. I'm not speaking about spending the necessary time. It's a 2018 Princeton University study that limiting the social media use to 30 minutes daily can lead to higher levels of happiness or avoid feeling lonely and depressed. Limiting it to less than 30 minutes. It was a study conducted in the 2018. It is pre-pandemic. Imagine the situation today. After the pandemic, the usage has increased. So coming back to your question, at least acknowledging it is the first step. If you won't acknowledge it that I have a problem, we will never be able to fix the problem. And then first is the acceptance and acknowledging the reality. Yeah, here is something which is taking away my control from my life. And then you take help, find alternatives. You see which time of the day these things happen, and what leads me into that habit loop. So you can take help from your parents, you can create alternatives, you can create limitations. You can say, I will only use the screen for 30 minutes. You can share it. You can have a buddy who you can tell, oh, today I ended up using, or you can have a journal, you can write, oh, I'm using more than 30 minutes, which I was supposed to. So like that, become aware and take help. And yeah, we can, there is a whole system to break. That means you need to develop positive habits. You can start doing exercises, or you can fill it with some other positive activity that you love to do. It's not that you have to force yourself. So
Yeah.
finding alternatives. So
No,
first
yeah.
accepting, becoming, acknowledging there is a problem, accepting the problem, and revealing it to someone who can help you. And also finding alternatives, setting limits, creating positive habits, and of course by developing spiritual strength, by connecting with Krishna. All of this can help.
Yeah. But like, what if you're like so addicted that even when you're doing something, you have it with you?
uh,
Like, so
it's
what
possible
even when
because
you're
we have the soul has the ability. See, we are the ones who have created the habit, but now the habit has taken control of us, but we can always wrestle the control back. That is the ability of the soul. The soul has, we just need that strength, the determination we need to develop. So gradually that will come. You see, first we thought we are creating a habit, but now the habit is controlling us. So we can wrestle that control back, but it takes little more effort. That is why we need to be careful. That's why Krishna is saying be very cautious. Otherwise, things can start controlling us. You understand why Krishna is making the point?
yeah.
So that the wrestling back that control is possible. It just needs what do you call consistent effort. Thank you, Krish. Thank you. Thank you, Swerit.
You said you said like how materialistic objects can help us find happiness and all, and like family members can help us find happiness in our lives. What
Mhm.
about our day? What about the actions that we do in our like daily lives? Can they help us achieve happiness, or is it just what whoa, our family members and stuff?
It, yeah, your actions can help if you are internally like kind of peaceful. Even a simple thing, taking a walk around a piece, like if you're just walking to school, say for example, I don't know if you walk to school, you may be driving, but there may be a simple natural sky which is having wonderful colors, and you may look at it and you can derive satisfaction from it. Wow, see how beautiful the sky is. Or you could be distracted with your phone, or you could be connecting with your siblings or with your parents and having better conversations, quality conversations, and that can actually nourish you. You can have better friends. So every action in your day, all the actions can actually help us. We just need to be present, and we just need to be more aware of what is happening around us. Does it make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Parnika?
Hari bol, Prabhu. The reason, like, I mean, when you were talking earlier about like leaving addiction, and I feel like it was more centered towards digital addiction. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But it really feels like, if you were to take that and apply that to specifically digital addiction that we were talking about today, it doesn't make sense to, like take something that is so integrated in everybody's life that you can't even like survive without it. Like for example,
Yes.
even if you were doing a duty, right? Like for example, I do my job, I'm doing it out of my duty, I cannot escape this. I
Yes.
have to do it on my laptop. It is a digital device, right?
Funny
It's
enough,
also
this class is also happening over gadgets.
yeah. And so it's really about like the perspective at which you use a certain behavior in your life, or you use a certain thing in your life. It's not black or white, right? Like it's more than that. There's also consciousness involved in what you're doing and why you're doing it. And I just like wanted to confirm that that is the case, because it's not like
No,
like
we
you
are not
stop.
saying blanket like, okay, limit your laptop use to 30 minutes. How will you do your job?
Exactly.
So what happens? There are 4 ways. Next week, we will be discussing how to make your work into spiritual. In that section also, I'll be discussing this. So the idea is, I need my phone for the sake of communication, say, for example. So there is nothing wrong in using that, whatever time is required. But what I'm speaking about, addiction comes into picture where I could be doing something else, which is much more helpful for me. But something which is not necessary is pulling my attention. And sometimes I end up wasting an hour just going through some shots, and all are random content. It's not contributing to but I just need some break. I'm so exhausted from my day that I just want to take that frustration out, because we are not conscious. We are not able to process that feeling properly. So we fall for something which will not solve our problem, rather exasperate the situation by making us more frustrated. So mindless use of gadgets for the sake of filling in the emotional void, that's what causes the problem. That is where addiction comes into picture. If I become understand, oh, at the end of the day, I'm tired. What I need is, I need to take a shower. I need to connect with someone who I can share my experiences of life. I can read a book. I can chant. Something of very productive makes us really peaceful. The mind can become peaceful by doing these things. But because we are not understanding and processing the emotions, we fall for some other thing. Does it make sense? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
That is the kind of behavior we are speaking about. Not a blanket idea of not using any gadget or limiting the amount when we have to be using it for our work and other things.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's already 11:11. So thank you very much for taking out your time on a Sunday morning. Grateful to all the parents and the kids and everyone. So see you guys next week on Saturday. And Dana Kelly, thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you so much. This was a wonderful class. Thank you.
Thank you, Amrit Kishori, Paridhi, Swarit, Mahidar, Divya Mataji, Chakresh, Harshil, Geeta, Manisha Mataji, Tanmay, and Yogeshwari Mataji. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Parnika. See you guys next week. Stay in touch, Rakesh.
Thank you.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.